Koi mates, how are you all doing? You joining me in the grow on today? Obviously, there's no water in here, or I wouldn't be quite so happy. But I'm just going to show you today. I'm going to finalize a few little bits and bobs, only because if a shipment of fish do actually come in the next month or two, I know I've only got to put water in. I'll have time to get my water right before the fish come. So that's my plan. I'm going to go through my fish feeder with you because a lot of people have, or not a lot of people, but a couple of people have mentioned of how much food I'm actually going through, how much food the fish eat. So I'm going to run through that with you. Someone spotted these as well last time. They're the aquarium heaters. So I'll just touch on them with you as well. And something arrived in the post, which I want to show you. So without further ado, let's crack on. Oh, you may notice my inkbird is stinking dirty. Now I think that's because I was doing a lot of PPing last year and year, so you can't even see the temperature. But inside the house, obviously I've got the main control for this, so I do know what the temp is at. But I'm going to clean this up because it's just me. I like to get it clean. So yeah, that shows how much how much PPing I was doing. Because as you know, I like to make sure the ORP and my organic load is correct at all times. So I'll be going through that again as the season progresses. So yeah, without further ado, let's crack on. Right, guys, these aquarium heaters, right? This is a cracking little heater. Now, you're looking at that and thinking, how's that going to warm up in here, this volume? Now, this volume is 757 gallons is actually in here through the filter and in here. So it's quite, it's a considerable amount of water. This is a 200-watt heater. You can adjust the temp on it. Now, originally, I had this on. Admittedly, it was running quite a lot, okay, to keep this at like 24 degrees, but it was getting it to 24. It was comfortable on 18, but it struggled at 24, but it done the job. Then I picked up another one, and I seen this on, I think this was on Amazon. It's a little bit better then. It's got a different, where it plugs in then is slightly different. Um, and the temp lights up on there. But this one is a 500 watt. So that will actually run 500 watt, and that works a treat. That will run this on its own, no problem at all. So I keep these for backup. As you know, I've got the clover leaf, or as some of you know, I got the clover leaf, um, the 1 kilowatt version, and I mean that's fine. It kicks in now and then. It's really good. But in fairness to these, for the money, I think this was. I'm sure this was about 29, £30 somewhere around there, something daft. Yeah, I was quite shocked with it. It was really, really cheap for what it is. So yeah, I'd recommend these guys. They do work. Right then, this is what came in the post, guys. It's a Colombo test kit. I actually won this off Scrag 68's giveaway video. I was over the moon with this to win this. I don't win a lot of things, and this is a cracking kit to win. I've actually used these in the past. I think I've got a video out there of a review on these, which is well worth watching. They're a real good kit. They're very easy to read, I find. They got a wide vial and you can actually see the colours really good. So yeah, cracking bit of kit. Scrag, I'm over the moon with that, mate. Thank you very much and well done again. Um, yeah, well chuffed with that, guys. And one other thing, I don't know if I did send a thank you to you guys before, but you sent me this. You dropped it off at Okies for me, and I don't know if I've had a chance to thank you. So this is off A Decoy Keeper, Scrag 68, and Phil at Telford Coy. They had quite a few of these made. Sticky back, you can put them in any bowl, and then you can measure your fish. So it goes up to 65 cm. So yeah, you can, there's a when you look at it like that, that'll be a hell of a big fish, won't it? 65 cm. But yeah, thanks for that, guys. Thank you. Right, guys, ignore the mess up there behind me. I've got to repaint all that. So I just wanted to show you this. So obviously, as we said earlier, the side drain takes the water into the filter, but I have got a sort of an overflow by here. So this is all 2 inch, that goes on there. Obviously common sense stuff, and that goes in. Now I can adjust it then if I just want a bit of water to flow that way, or I want, that's the maximum which I get water to flow that way, or I can actually turn it off if I don't want nothing going that way. But what I've done is this little gauze, it's quite blocked as you can see, and it's come off here. So what I'm going to do is clean that out thoroughly, because it's just all bits of crap on there. So that's going to be cleaned. I'm going to CT1 it back on there so it's on solid again, and then obviously back on, job done. So that's what I'm going to get done next. So it's another little job done. Just stopped for a cuppa. Fair play to my missus. Just brought me out a nice cup of tea, and I thought it'd be a good time to show you the mugs. So plenty of them there now. Plenty of space for you guys. If anyone wants to send me a mug, we can fill that area there. Yeah, I'm happy to do a swap with anyone who wants to do that. If I do fill this area as well, I could put a couple up there if I do end up getting any more, but I've got quite a few already. But yeah, I'm always happy to have more mugs. I think they look really nice up there. Fair play. Plenty of good channels there as well. Plenty of good channels. Tell you what I am doing, guys. I'm toying with an idea of to put like a small DIY shower on you. Because obviously it's going to help with the degassing as well, which will be really useful. Now I don't know whether I could put a shelf across your support and have a shower, maybe a 2 tier or 3 tier. Nothing big, just a small shower. I don't know whether I can do anything with that. I mean, I got all the mugs here, obviously, unless I can get something that would go along here. I have got this ledge. If I made something small, I could possibly make something to shower down here and come in that way. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. I can't do anything this side, obviously. So it would either be in that corner, or like I say, I could possibly put something that'll just bang it straight back into that filter. Food for thought, I think. Okay, Kai mates, I want to do a little review on this P7000 today. Before I start, apologies, I know I got grease and oil on my top. I've been rebuilding my turbo just before doing this. Obviously, my hands are clean. I wouldn't have any oil or grease around my fish in any way. I just wanted to put that to you before I started. Now, so here we go. This is the P7000 by Fishmate. It's a great little feeder. It's very simple to put together. You've basically only got 6 parts. So you've got the hopper when it comes in the box. You've got the spout. You just put the spout in and push it forward until it's all the way home. Send it home well, get it in there, and then the little spring pushes in from the back, and that goes in like so. Got the lid, obviously. Here's your base. So there's a little tray underneath. You've got four 4C batteries in there that just sit in the bottom. So very, very easy to get it all put together. Oh, I tell you what it's got as well. They're not particularly heavy, so you may find if you've just got it on the side of the pond or something like that, you know, maybe a pet, a cat or a dog or something could knock it in the water. So you can actually secure this down. So you can secure it to the side of the pond, which I would recommend doing. Now, in my grow on, obviously, I don't need to do that. There's nothing in here that can knock this off, so it's not an issue. It's obviously waterproof. Now, I don't know the waterproof capabilities of it. I have heard some people saying that the gauge mists up or the display mists up, etc. I haven't had that. I'm using it indoors. It works perfectly fine for me. Yeah, right. So, how's it work? Right. So I'm going to show you how to set the clock to start with. So press and hold the time button for 5 seconds. It should start flashing. There you go. Then you can use the plus and minus buttons. So let's get it up now. We're on AM there at the moment. So I need PM. So it's 5. Press time then to set the hour. And it's 13. So let's go up on that one. 5:13 p.m. and then you just hit time again then to set the clock. So what it's asking now, it does do 3 feeds a day. So it's asking for the time for the first feed. Now I'm going to be skipping through this. To be honest, feeding 3 times a day is no good for me. It's not what I want to use this for. And this is what a lot of people I've heard that don't like these because they can only feed 3 times a day. That's not right. Let me show you how to set it into a professional feeding mode. Right, so I don't use this feature. It's no good when you're growing on fish, feeding 3 times a day, but it's fine if you're, if you're in work or you're on holiday and you just want your fish to be fed whilst you're away from home. You can always throw another handful on in between or whatever. It's fine. And again, if the temperatures are low and 3 times a day is suiting you can do that, and it works spot on for that. In fairness to it, it's really good. But myself, I use a professional feeding method, which this P7000 can do, and it actually does it really, really well. And like I say, this is a bit that a lot of people don't realize it does, and it's awesome. So what is the frequent feed function? Well, it allows you to choose a daily feed requirement to be served over the course of the day. So I can dispense a single feed unit at a regular interval between the program start and finish time. So firstly, you can determine the total required feed in units. Now, to do this, fill the hopper up with your chosen pellets. I currently am using FD growth. Obviously, I got no fish in here a minute, so I'm not going to put pellets in myself, but I'm going to just talk you through this bit. And one thing I would say for maximum food freshness is I recommend that you just put enough in the hopper for, like, 10 days at a time. I wouldn't overfill it. If you're going to feed a little amount over a couple of months, you know what I mean, especially with it outside, I wouldn't overfill it. I just put in what you need. That's what I would recommend. Right, so what we're going to do next now, we can imagine now this is filled with food. Now what I will say, this, in my experience, is held 2 mil pellets to 6 mil pellets, no problem. It feeds them really, really well. So whatever size you go for, I think it'll work spot on for you. So just imagine now that she's full of pellets, and we're going to put an imaginary bowl under here. So there's your pellets, there's your bowl. So what we're going to do now, we're going to dispense, we're going to do a complete turn into our bowl, and I'll show you how to do that. So what you do, you got to hold the feed and the plus within 3 seconds. So here goes. Can you hear it kicking in? So we now put in 1 turn of food into our bowl, or our imaginary bowl. She's gone on to turn 2 now, so I'll let it go. I'll press time. You will stop after this one. Okay, so in our imaginary bowl, we've put 2 rotations. So what we would do now, we'd weigh our bowl empty, and then we'd put the food in it, weigh it again, and that would give us the amount of weight of food that we've actually dispensed. Let's make it easy. Let's just say 1 rotation gives you 1 gram, just to make it easy for the video. So we've gone round twice, so we've got 2 grams in our bowl. So remember that, we got 2 grams in our bowl. Right, so what we're going to do next now is put it over to the frequent feeding, which is the professional mode. So what we do, we hold the time and the feed button together, and you should see an F come up in that display on the right hand side. There you go. Hope you can see that. There's the F. So we now know we're on the right mode. So you press time again twice, and that'll give us the clock now of where we're going to start our feed. So we're on PM there, I think. Hold the time button in. There, it's going to flash. So we're on AM, okay? So 7:30. Let's say we want to feed round it up. Let's go to 7 o'clock, right? 7 AM in the morning, we're going to feed. So I'll press time to log that in, and that's logged in. So in the evening, we're going to feed up until, we'll say 9:30 means it's on there. So log in the 9, time again to lock in the 30. So we've now locked that in. Now this bit's the important part. So at the moment, this is how many times we're going to actually feed now between that 7 AM and 9:30. So let's say 10. So we're actually going to feed now 10 times. Let's lock that in. And it's done. So this clever thing is going to average out these 10 feeds. It's going to give you the 2 rotations of food 10 times a day, and it's going to work it out equally for you. So you haven't got to do anything else. It's going to start at 7:30 and it's going to finish it was at 10 o'clock in the evening. It's going to do its last feed 10 times. If you wanted to do it 20 times, obviously you'd have gone to the 20 feeds and etc. etc. So yeah, guys, this is a clever bit of kit. It really is a clever bit of kit. I mean, for the money, it's a budget sort of feeder, but I tell you what, I can't praise it up enough. This must have been 3 years I've had it, no problem at all, no problem. It's even on the same set of batteries, believe it or not, but I am going to put a new set in for this year. But yeah, cracking bit of kit, guys, highly recommended. Right guys, so yeah, like I say, recommended, and I'm ending this video with another mug. Crazy for koi and goldfish. Thank you, mate. So it's another mug to go in with there, nice and tidy with the others. All the best, koi mates.